to three very important elements in this question. The first is the concept or the idea of light of lights. Why the universal teaching uses such a different expression? Light is the consciousness. What is the light of lights? It is the invisible light of the spirit that turns the light of the consciousness on. So as Wuji and Mary Rose said before, that switch is not in our hands. It's not something that we can train or go through a series of exercises and learn how to switch the spirit on. It is the other way around. It is the spirit that switches the light of the consciousness on. Then think of the lightning in a storm. The spirit is the immense energy discharge behind the lightning. And that strike of energy is so powerful, so strong, that it ignites the atmosphere around it instantaneously. In fire. So the spirit is that invisible light, the light of lights, or the invisible sun. And just like the switch, can we control when the lightning strikes? No. But when there is enough differential, enough tension between our consciousness and reality, the two poles of a storm, then the spirit can manifest itself when it wants and the way it wants. Just like the old explorers would say when they had to define the wind, that should fill their sails, right? And the last thing is, you could compare the spirit to a very inconvenient alarm clock. It is as if you carried an alarm clock on your wrist or your pocket, and it's going to sound when it wants and not when you want. And it's going to sound in the most inconvenient hours. Why? Because those are the moments, those are the very precious moments. Not where you are like an angel with clouds in the sky, imagining lofty things about life and liberation and enlightenment, etc. No, it's in the stark reality, in the hard reality of life, when the differential of potential between your consciousness and reality is so strong that the alarm is going to sound. And the alarm is going to wake you up to something even more unpleasant. It's going to say, hey, wake up and look at you. And look at what you really are. Not what you think you are, not what you'd like to be, but what you are. It's going to show our shadow to us and say, oh, that's what a strong light does, huh? It really shows the shadow in the most defined way. And it says, here are the contours of your egocentricity. Work on it. So it's not a matter of switching the spirit on, but to use that instant in the most conscious way you can.